We are all products of our experiences, but it's what we do with those experiences that shapes who we are and how we interact with those around us. Our differences aren't weaknesses, they are the beauty of the human experience, each of us adding color to the canvas of life. There are days when I wonder if the thoughts I have are my own or simply reflections of the world I see. We all live in a world of constant change, and sometimes our feelings drift like leaves caught in a whirlwind, lost between where we were and where we hope to be. We exist in a space where what we feel and think doesn't always align with the reality of the world around us. The differences in our minds, our hearts, and our spirits create distances we can't always bridge, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't keep trying. Sometimes I feel like I'm standing on the edge of who I am and who I want to become. The thoughts I carry with me tell a story that is sometimes conflicting, and the feelings I hide are sometimes louder than the voice I want to speak. We live side by side in this world, but the way we think and feel sets us apart in ways we can't always explain. Our inner worlds are filled with contradictions, and our actions often reflect the chaos within. We try to fit into each other's lives, but sometimes it feels like the differences between us are too vast. Yet those very differences are what allow us to grow and learn in ways we never thought possible. In the quiet moments, the space between our thoughts is where I find the most truth. It's a place where our differences are less of a divide and more of a reflection of the unique paths we've walked. When you look at me, do you see what I see in myself? Or do you see a version of me shaped by your thoughts, your experiences, your feelings? We are never truly understood until we learn to listen, not only to others, but to ourselves. We often think we're different because we are, but the reality is we are all just searching for the same things: love, understanding, and a place where we can truly belong. Our thoughts and feelings create boundaries, but only we can decide if they'll be walls or bridges. In the silence of my thoughts, I am free to be who I am, yet every word I speak is filtered by the world's expectations. The contrast between the inside and outside can be overwhelming, and yet it's that tension that teaches me who I am in every moment. We are told that our differences make us stand apart, but I believe it's those differences that teach us the most about who we truly are. In every contrast, there is a lesson waiting to be learned. Sometimes, the emotions we carry with us are too heavy to speak, too complicated to understand, and too intricate to express. But even in the silence, we are constantly growing and changing, adapting to the flow of our thoughts and feelings. The beauty of our existence lies in the spaces where our thoughts and feelings diverge, where the paths we walk create unique footprints. Though we may never fully understand each other, the journey itself is what connects us. We often judge ourselves based on the emotions we feel in the moment, without realizing that feelings are fleeting, ever changing. Our thoughts are often shaped by those feelings, but who we are transcends them. Sometimes I wonder if the way I feel is truly mine, or simply a reflection of the world around me. Our differences often arise from the filters we place on our lives, the lens through which we see the world, and the truth we create for ourselves. The more we try to understand our differences, the more we realize that they aren't as vast as we once thought. At the heart of it, we're all just trying to figure out what it means to be human, to feel, to think, and to exist. We can never escape the boundaries of our own thoughts and emotions, but we can learn to navigate them. The key is not in trying to eliminate the differences, but in finding ways to embrace them as part of who we are. In the depth of my mind, I find endless questions, doubts, and contradictions. These are the pieces of myself I don't always share with others, but they shape me in ways that can't be undone. At times, it feels like the world is at odds with the person I know myself to be. Our thoughts and feelings seem to be at war with each other, each one pulling us in different directions until we find a way to make peace with who we truly are. We are not defined by our differences, but by how we choose to respond to them. The way we navigate the space between our thoughts and feelings is where we find our truest self. I've come to realize that the differences between us are not barriers, but invitations to explore, to learn, and to grow in ways we never expected. We are shaped by the way we think and feel, but those things do not define us entirely.